Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eric here. It's a quick note. About an hour before the close on, what is it today, the 10th. So, look, I know these markets are not favorable when you're looking at your metals and mining, junior mining, account values over the last, period of time in general. But what I'm looking to do is make up for our time lost with gains, which is why I get aggressive with things like taking out Frank Justra's GasX at 60 cents that doubles in 2 months, Encore Energy up 30-40%, on a base breakout that we've made tons of money on before. Um, what was the other hit that we've had recently? I'm forgetting. Also, just last week, the GLD calls. Um, you know, this stuff, not that I'm always going to be right that quick, but on options, I really have an incredible track record. If I look back with you guys, even with the free letter, if I start making calls on the general market for gold or GDXJ, I would advise you to consider throwing some money in because it's profitable. I'd advise you to throw a lot of fucking money at it because it's profitable. And if you stick with it and consistently can hang in there, the real problem comes in for people that have no income, very little cash or savings. You always have to sell something to buy something. I get it. I've been there. So if that's your situation, I understand. But for those of you that have capital and that have income, there's only one thing I can really suggest as an overriding theme to you as somebody who's in your ear. Look, just be deploying capital right now in this environment. That's the most important thing. Be deploying capital. You can choose from any number of these different possible things. I just talked with another elite member, and we were isolating on two of the venture cap portfolio plays, mini caps that he's been tracking, and we went through the financials, and we're like, this is incredible. Like, there's free money laying around, guys. Do you understand this? Do you really know it? Do you see the future like I see the future? It's called faith, conviction. This stuff is not that hard on the buy side. It's not. Be deploying capital right now. When I come out with ideas, if you have some money, I'm asking my premium and elite members to just be receptive as much as possible between now and as long as this shitty market lasts. But if you can do it between now and year end, you're going to be multiples ahead of everybody else once we get the turn in these markets. And along the way, even with a bear market, we're going to have big pops. We're going to have big winners. Doesn't matter. We always do. I am overdue for a 10 bagger. This is the longest we've ever gone in GIL without a 5 to 10x. We're overdue. Ever since 2011, when I launched this newsletter, my first top pick, 25x Zenyatta Ventures, 18 cents to $5 in 11 months. We've had repetitive situations. This is not guesswork. You're going to have losers as well. It does not matter when you have massive home runs mixed in with that. I encourage you guys to stick with me, stick with the game. There's going to come a point where you're going to see me ease off being so, vocal, trying to pound the table to get you to free up your capital. This is like emergency cash situation right now. You look at some of these companies and what they're trading at, it's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. So I know, we're going to make a shitload of money in the coming years. And I really want those of you that are here to participate, but to do that and really, I mean, if any of you really want to change your financial profile, your life, and be set, you've watched me go from hustling, ups and downs and whatever else in my trajectory, making every mistake in the book. I never have to work ever again. But that's because I've had the foresight and the conviction and really no fear of taking risks in times and areas where I'm looking around, nobody else is agreeing with me. I'm worried about what I'm doing. If I look at a consensus, I look inside, I say, this makes sense. When I feel an instinct like I have about this junior mining market right now, like I had with crypto back, for years, starting at 500 on Bitcoin in 2016, the table pounding that I did. The mining sector gave me the stake to go into a crypto market that changed my financial life forever. Now I'm moving aggressively. I'm back in crypto. Crypto's not done. But these miners, the most exciting area, even more than crypto for me recently, is buying stakes in some of these small companies that are meaningful, that are going to make us a fortune. I have a why to all this. Why would I want to continue to make money? It's not to buy Lambos and Rolexes. I don't give a shit, but I'm going to do some damage with that capital and do it for good. And I hope you do too. I really hope that you do too, but you're going to watch what happens going forward. Either you're going to end up being a testimonial. It's going to say, look, I wasn't sure about what was going to happen. I stuck with what you were saying. I accumulated during these times. I was down big for a while on paper, but now I just bought my mom a house and I retired 20 years early. That's what I'm going for. Okay. So when I recommend, like this morning, I see the Phenom drilling news is out. I mentioned there's some shit coming there, and I'm the only one who's in the market. The whole US volume is me. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's a name you've heard for a long period of time. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but if that deal doesn't go to $5 to $10, eventually it's a failure for me. And what ends up happening with those situations, you're going to see they start to come alive when you least expect it. Then we have salt. I'm going to get into more details. I wanted to record this video first before tonight. I'll do the salt digging about just some of the fundamentals of that. But I've spent hours with the CEO in person. I've talked with the largest shareholders in Atlas Salt. I've learned about this board of directors for months to understand the sulfur business, which it's a new thing to me. But there is no doubt in my mind, if you want to put $1 million bet in something and make 3 to 5 in 1 to 3 years, buy Atlas Salt under $1 Canadian, $1.10 Canadian. Just keep buying it up, buy it all up, because Rick LaBelle has sold 26 companies, most of them to private equity. You think this guy's coming off the bench with most of his compensation incentivized for benchmarks of performance because he doesn't see another M&A transaction? I mean, like, guys, these are freaking huge opportunities. And what's going to happen is they're going to start to get more expensive, and I'm going to get less pound the table ish, because it's just like, and I told my team this on our Phenom call today, my marketing people, admin, everybody with website build outs and stuff. I'm like, let's continue to be very aggressive with the amount of money we spend to build the newsletters on any traffic we can build. The more people that I can get, in that funnel and talk to and get to know and shake out a very small, a percentage of people who actually listen to things in a market that's going the other way, it can change their life and it's going to create long-term relationships. But just like when I was yelling about Bitcoin, in 2019, 2020, 5,000, 8,000, 7,000, never going to be able to buy it again under 10,000 after this date in the summer of 2020. Boom, 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 trying, calling elite members, calling premium members. And, people just, it's okay. I mean, people were hesitant. It's a new asset class, but I put a lot of work in. And I wanted people to trust that, just risk something, because this is the surest, biggest thing I've ever seen. And, when I started getting the calls from people at 40,000, or I found myself out just talking about Bitcoin with maybe new friends or something. Oh, should I go? I'm like, I don't know now. I mean, yeah, you should have some, but it's already gone up tenfold since, like just last year or whatever, 6 months ago. And usually things like that, even in crypto, they get overbought, they pull back. So buy maybe a third of what you want and wait for pullbacks, auto accumulate the rest of it, over time. That's like a guess on the best way to get involved. There's no guesswork with where we're at with the mining sector right now. No guesswork. It's a freaking blind layup. You just have to be building positions in these companies. The smaller you go, the more we're going to make, but you can do it in any risk level. Some of you have more money than others. And if you want to really get into it and really get serious about certain positions, if you want to schedule, hit up Erica at Phenom.Ventures or Renee at Phenom.Ventures and say, I want to get on a Zoom with Eric and Premium or Elite, this week or next week for 20, 30 minutes and just ask some questions about what I've got and what I want to do. I'm happy to do that, guys, because now's the time. We got to be taking action. You're not going to see me like this. I mean, unless this market gets cheaper a little bit going into the end of the year, which it could for some of these deals with tax selling and things. Please be active. Just be active. That's my main message to you. Don't be a seller. Hold every share of things like, that we like close to your vest. Don't let go of them. That's the main thing. But if you're in a position to be deploying fresh cash, baby, that's the message. Have a nice day.